All right. If I could have your attention, please. Thank you. Welcome to the Belvedere City Council Committee of the Whole meeting of April 13th, 2026. If the clerk will help me with the roll call, please.
Albertini,
Here.
Brereton,
Here.
Flurry,
Here.
Frank. Here. Gramkowski.
Here.
Poinez,
Here.
McGee,
Here.
Montalbano,
Here.
Peterson,
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
10 present.
Nice to see you all here tonight. Under public comment, do we have David and Lisa Kumaro? Hi, folks. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Doing well. If you don't mind, would you come up here? Could you state your name, please, for the record again? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. David and Lisa Kumaro.
Lisa Kumaro.
We own the Swift House over on Locust Street across from the YMCA. And we're both active in the town. We love Belvedere. We moved here for a reason. She's from Boston and I'm from Chicago. Don't hold that against me. We're both on the Historic Preservation Commission and have been for years. And then I'm also on the Parks and Conservation Foundation. But real quickly, our house, the Swift House, is on the brochure for the historic homes. And we've done several functions to make the house available for the town, meetings, parties, things like that. But that's not the point. The point is that, and we're really happy for Belvedere, that we're going to be on television, the house and us. It's a program that, it's not a series, and we're not going to be stars, maybe for 5 minutes. But it is on the House and Garden channel.
HGTV.
Yeah, and it is featuring the house and the interior and hopefully the exterior also. They really specifically told us not to mention the series. We'll certainly tell you once it's public, so you can all watch it.
But I think it's just a wonderful opportunity to put Belvedere on the map and to highlight and showcase what we really have here in Belvedere.
It's April 30th, it's Thursday. It's 12 crew members, it's several trucks. I think we'll probably make arrangements for the police department, maybe to place some no parking signs and so on. And we did tell them that it's a major road for the police and the fire department and also for the YMCA. But it's going to be exciting that day. It's about 12 hours, and then we're gonna have that, and we'll be able to share that with the town.
Okay.
And that's what we wanted to share with everyone tonight.
Well, Dave and Lisa, thank you very much. I appreciate it for all the hard work you do on the Historic Preservation
Thank
Commission
you.
and for all you're doing here with historic building in Belvedere. And thanks for coming here this evening. I certainly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
We're proud
Thank
of
you.
the town and of what we can do.
I know you are. Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, under public forum, we have presentation of awards this evening, and we have a life-saving award ceremony recognizing both Belvedere Police Department, Belvedere Fire Department officers. Chief Shadle and Chief Woody, good evening.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief Woody is going to start us off.
And Deputy Chief Byrd, good evening.
We brought the
Deputy
whole
Chief.
command staff, Mayor, thank you.
I see that, Deputy Chief Smaha, thank you. Hi. Good to see you.
So once again, Mr. Mayor, City Council, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity and this platform to recognize our officers. This is always something of great pride for our department, and we want to make sure that we're able to recognize the quality of work that not only these officers, but all of our officers do day in and day out. Plus, I want to thank the family, friends, firefighters, police officers, first responders who are here in attendance tonight, as well as members of the community. Having said that, I'm going to call Deputy Chief Byrd up to the lectern just to give some background and presentation of the awards.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and members of our community. Tonight, we're here to recognize an incident that highlights the very best of public service: courage under pressure, quick decision-making, and true teamwork. Officers will go to thousands of calls throughout their career, and we never know what may occur on any of those calls for service. This is a call for service that happened back in March. That was one of those calls that turned into something quite a bit different than what officers were probably expecting at the time. On March 7th, 2026, our officers responded to what began as a routine call for service that within moments of arriving turned into them facing a rapidly evolving and dangerous fire. They began evacuating residents, going door to door, ensuring that everyone inside that building had the opportunity to get out safely. Their actions prevented what could have easily become a much larger tragedy. Equally important was the seamless coordination with our fire department. Officers quickly relayed information, secured the scene, and ensured firefighters could immediately begin their work upon arrival. This is exactly what interagency teamwork should look like: police and fire working together to protect the community. Because of that coordination, firefighters were able to locate an unconscious resident inside the apartment and bring them out to safety. What stands out most is just not the bravery, but the professionalism. Officers making sound decisions in seconds under dangerous and rapidly changing conditions. This incident is a reminder that true public safety is a team effort, and when police and fire come together, lives are saved. Now, I'm going to read the citations that will be in the commendations that each officer receives. On March 7th, 2026, at approximately 10 p.m., Belvedere police officers responded to an address in the 500 block of Beloit Road for a calls for service. Officer Tyler Stansford, Michelle Bogdonis, Ethan Shook, and Anthony Jones responded to the scene and made contact with the complainant in an upstairs hallway. While speaking with the complainant, Officer Stansford observed dark smoke coming from the top of an apartment doorway. Recognizing the immediate danger, Officer Stansford forced entry by kicking the door open. Upon entry, officers observed large flames directly inside the doorway, which quickly filled the hallway with dense black smoke. Due to the proximity of the flames and the intensity of the heat, officers were unable to safely enter the apartment. Officers promptly notified dispatch and requested the fire department to respond to the scene. Officers then transitioned to life safety operations by notifying occupants of the building and ensuring all residents evacuated safely and moved to a safe distance from the structure. Officers maintained control of the scene and secured the area in preparation for the arrival of fire personnel. Upon arrival, fire department personnel initiated fire suppression efforts and were eventually able to gain entry into the affected apartment. Inside, firefighters located a resident who was unresponsive. Fire personnel removed the occupant from the apartment, and officers assisted in transferring them to emergency medical services. The individual inside was transported to St. Anthony Medical Center in Rockford, where they were treated for their injuries. The actions of Officers Stanford, Bogdonis, Shook, and Jones demonstrated exceptional courage, sound judgment, and a strong commitment to public safety under rapidly evolving and hazardous conditions. Their immediate recognition of the fire, rapid coordination with the fire department, and decisive evacuation efforts were instrumental in ensuring the safety of other residents and directly contributed to the timely rescue of the subject in the involved department. On behalf of the City of Belvedere and the Belvedere Police Department, Officers Jones, Bogdonis, Stansford, and Shook, you are hereby presented with a life-saving award. Officer Jones, you would step up. Deputy Chief Sma has your life-saving award.
Congratulations.
Officer Bogdonis, you are also presented with a life-saving award.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Officer Stanford, you're also presented with a life-saving award. And last but not least, Officer Shook, you are as well presented with a life-saving award.
Once again, I just want to thank you for your time this evening, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Woody. Chief Shadle, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Mayor and council and everybody here, thank you for the opportunity to recognize these members of our fire department. You guys heard the background of the story, and you heard the situation changed, and we were notified of a apartment fire with somebody needing rescue. Within a couple minutes, we were there. We operate with 11 people on duty, so we have 2 engine companies, 2 ambulances, and a shift commander. That day, in the coordination of all their efforts, every single one of them played a vital role in making this successful. This was not an easy task. To, within minutes, be able to suppress a fire, go back into where the fire was, and then rescue somebody before the 10-minute notification is something that I am extremely proud of. Any fire chief that had that type of rescue or action would be very, very proud to say that amount of work and that amount of time, it is the difference between life and death. And in this situation, being able to do that, being able to immediately knock that fire and then go right where that fire was and bring that patient out, and then provide exceptional medical care and transport to there, and all before our auto aid companies arrived. So it was incredibly swift, incredibly professional, and it was just an amazing effort. And so there's 4 members that are gonna receive a Valor Award, and then the other 7 will receive life-saving awards. And also be remiss to mention the coordinated efforts between our police officers and firefighters. And I know they're not supposed to, but they were moving the hose and going in there and just jumping right in to make sure, because it was a feat. I wish there were words to tell you how impressive what happened was that night. So without further ado, once you guys receive your award, if you kind of go to the end of the line, and then we'll clap all at once, all together. But tonight I have, I'll read the awards. So these 4 are Valor Awards. Award in recognition of exceptional bravery and courage in the face of imminent danger. With full knowledge of the risks involved, the recipient acted decisively, and by those actions saved a life. So this first with this is Camden Johnson. Here you go, sir. You get this. Thank you. All right. Next we have firefighter Kevin Fox. Thank you, Chief. Lieutenant Nick Thornton. All right, these next recipients, life-saving awards, all the way from, we shut one of the ambulances down so we could have more personnel stay with the patient. And so it took everybody, it took all 11, all coordinated by Captain Burdick. Just the simple command of this, you guys, we need suppression first right now, and you rescue the other company, clear assignment right away. They recognized immediately what they had to do. There was no time for error, so these are life-saving awards. Aubrey Swatter. Thank you. Bradley Heiser. Candace Burdick. I suppose. There you go. John Doles. Quinn Staley. Rasmus G. Oh. You'll have to. Yeah. Firefighter Todd Winnie. All right. I'm incredibly proud of you guys and the work that you did and the work you do all the time. The community is definitely blessed to have such a skilled level of providers and an awesome working relationship with the police officers and all the public safety we have. So thank you guys very much. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for that opportunity.
Thank you, Chief Shadle. Certainly appreciate it, and all of our first responders that make Belvedere proud and a safe community. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Yeah, we'll let everybody clear out. All right, we will continue here this evening on the agenda, tonight's agenda.
Hey, at least two stayed.
Well, thank you for staying, I appreciate it. Item B, under public forum, I have a proclamation to read. I will read it. It's regarding Arbor Day Foundation, with the city being recognized as Tree City USA. I will read it, and I will present it to Jordan Keck. Jordan is Assistant Public Works Director, soon to be Public Works Director, so I thought I would give him a chance to accept this proclamation. Thank you, Jordan. So the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting, heating, and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife, and whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products, and whereas trees in our city increase property value, enhance the economic vitality of the business areas, and beautify our community, and whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Clinton Morris, Mayor of the City of Belvedere, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Belvedere, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations on this 13th day of April 2026. So thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you want to say a few words, Jordan?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
So I'm honored to receive this, but I really think that we should give this to Brent, to thank him for 40-plus years of service with the city. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Does that go back to what, 1872? Does it go back to the 1850?
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. And thank you, Brent. All right, flipping the page, reports of officers, boards, and special committees. Item 1, building, planning, zoning, unfinished business. We have none. Item 2, building, planning, zoning, new business. Item A, building department update. Director Kip Countryman. Good evening, Kip.
Good evening, Mayor. No applause is necessary.
This is a smattering of applause.
So for the month of March, the department issued 85 permits for a value of just over $2 million. 9 of those were commercial, 76 residential, 3 single-family homes. Some permits of interest. We issued a tenant build-out for the Wing Snob out on Chrysler Drive. We're currently reviewing plans for the Dutch Brothers next to Chipotle. We have plans for the MRS addition out on Morium Drive. As you can see, the Park District is erecting the roof over the ice skating rink. And then we're in talks with Days food truck, and he's taking over the old Taco Bell out on, I'm not sure what road that is. Southtown? Yeah. Had 30 cases, 9 cases closed. So we have got some active. And that's the end of my report. I'll answer any questions.
All right. Any questions for Director Countryman? Feel free to ask. Okay, hearing none. Thank you, Kip. Appreciate it. Item B, independent contract agreement for electrical inspection services. In your packet is a contract agreement for a renewal, essentially, of the independent contractor who we have for electrical services, inspection services in the city of Belvedere. I would ask for a motion to forward this as a resolution to the city council. If I could have a motion to that effect. Motion by Alderwoman Gramkowski, second by Alderman McGee. Thank you both. If there's any questions regarding that, you can ask now, or you can certainly ask as we have this in form of a resolution later on. Essentially, this will be a 3% increase, and there will be coverage for a liability insurance renewal, but other than that, it remains the same. If there's any questions before I ask the committee to vote, floor is still open. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to send the independent contractor agreement for electrical inspection services forward to the city council in resolution form, please, all who agree, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, or if there's any abstention. Motion passed, thank you. And item 2C, essentially the same thing, only this is for an independent contractor agreement for plumbing inspection services. Within a renewal for those services that we've had. Same thing, 3%, $500 liability insurance would go with it. If I could have a motion to forward this, please. Motion by Alderman Fleury, second by Alderman Hoynes. Thank you both. Any questions? The floor is open regarding the motion. Feel free to ask. You have an opportunity again as it comes before you at the council level. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, motion passed. Thank you. And item D, 2D, Planning Department update. Ms. Delrose, good evening.
Good evening. So there's 4 cases going to go before Plan Commission tomorrow. One is a code cleanup of our zoning ordinance. Just as different things are questioned, technology changes, trend of development changes, we try to keep the zoning ordinance as up to date as possible, especially use for video gaming, and then a rezoning and a special use attached to the annexation. That's going to be on the agenda next for tonight. The verification letters are kind of quieting down, which is a little weird. I'm not sure why that is. Historic preservation, as Dave and Lisa said. The Swift House is going to be on TV, so that's amazing. And then they're working on some fundraisers to help with their maintenance fund. Did send the maintenance fund application out. 2 grant applications were received. They'll be voting on those next month. Their grant application is different than the city's grant. So it's just another way to help get some facelifts going on downtown. Still continuing to attend DCO webinars and U of I webinars relating to economic development. I will say the amount of phone calls from potential companies looking to either expand or locate in Belvedere in the last month has been extremely high. So I would imagine this summer, this fall, with zoning cases, with building permits, if it continues the way it's going, it could be quite the year for the city of Belvedere, which is great news. So staff is just bracing themselves for that upcoming fun.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Delrose. Any questions for Gina? Feel free to ask her, and I know she'll be able to answer them. Any questions at all? Okay. Thank you, Gina. And then item 2E, moving on. Item 2E is 1014 Irene Road annexation. In your memo, in your packet was a memo from Community Development Planner Gina Delrose regarding 1014 Irene Road, which is a 13-acre property located at the southeast corner of Hawkey and Irene Road. Gina.
So this is an annexation, like the mayor said, on the corner of Irene and Hawkey. It is adjacent to Tanner Industries, which annexed back in 2025. So it is contiguous. It's not a pre-annexation. I will say Mark Rush, with the applicant, is here to answer questions, but it's within the Belford Industrial Park, which is a county subdivision from the 70s. As properties need water and sewer, as they're looking to expand, they annex the already built properties like Tanner and MNC and stuff. They annex in. New ones come in to get the utilities, lot coverage differences, since there's no need for the septic and wall setbacks, items like that. Rush is already currently located in that subdivision. They have outgrown their location, which is fantastic for them. Business is picking up, and they wanted to expand to a site that not only let them build larger, but then have the potential to go another round larger, and Mark can address those. There is outdoor storage, and there are some amendments to deviations to the code, which is what the special use is going to be. Those are also outlined in the annexation agreement. So in addition to the planned industrial zoning that all the adjacent properties enjoy, there are deviations requested for driveway width, which is pretty common in the industrial parks. Landscaping and fencing, since it is in the county industrial park and outdoor screening is different in the county than in the city. Instead of meeting both street frontage, both outdoor storage, both buffer yard, both pavement, and having all those layers of screening that the city requires, we're letting them group and really combine them all into one so that it's more compatible with the adjacent properties and not as intensive as what the city normally requires. Staff is okay with that deviation. Those are really the biggest ones for the deviations. So staff recommends approval, recommends a motion to approve the annexation agreement between the city of Belvedere and Mark Rush relating to 1014 Irene Road, and then a motion to annex the territory consisting of 1014 Irene Road.
Okay, thank you. So if I could get a motion first to approve the annexation agreement between the city of Belvedere and Mark Rush relating to 1014 Irene Road, Belvedere, Illinois, 61008. If there's a motion to that effect, motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Stevens. Thank you very much. If there's any questions regarding that motion on the floor is open. Feel free to ask. The applicant's here. Good evening. Thanks for coming.
And Mr. Mayor, I will note that when it comes back in ordinance form, it'll show as Rush Power Systems LLC as the contracting party and the owner, because that's the actual legal entity.
Thank you. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. And if there's any opposed or any abstentions? Okay, motion passed. And item 2, motion 2 would be a motion to annex a territory consisting of Irene Road, Belvedere, Illinois, 61008, to bring that into the city of Belvedere. If I could have a motion to that effect, motion by Alderman Stevens, second by Alderman Montalbano. Thank you very much. Any questions regarding that motion? I think we understand they go hand in hand, but feel free if you have any questions. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on the floor to annex the territory consisting of 1014 Irene Road, Belvedere, Illinois, 61008, please signify by saying aye. Aye. And if there are any opposed or abstentions? All right, motion passed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Mr. Rush. Appreciate it. All right, moving on. You're welcome, thank you. Item 3, Public Works unfinished business, we have none. Item 4, Public Works new business, Public Works Department update. Director Anderson, good evening.
Good evening, sir. A couple of things for the council. We had our pre-construction meeting for our Parking Lot 7 improvement project. That's a combination of DCEO funding, grant funding, and also ITEP federal funding awarded through Region 1 Planning Council. That project will be starting on Monday, April 27th, and should be completed by the end of this construction season. And on your desk tonight, there is a meeting notice regarding our review of the Urban Forest Management Plan draft that has been presented to us. It'll be Thursday, April 30th, 2026, in the City Hall Council Chambers from 5 to 7 p.m. There will be a presentation from our consultant on this project and a question and answer session to follow. It is one of the requirements of the grant that we are awarded through the U.S. Forest Service on the forestry, our plan, and some tree planting that we'll talk about later in the agenda tonight as well. And all the council members are invited to attend.
Okay. All righty. Any questions for Director Anderson? Feel free to ask. Alderman Fleury.
Thank you, Mayor. Mentioned Parking Lot 7. Is it also starting with the bike path too, or is that a later date?
So good news, we received our notice of financial obligation from DCEO on the last of the grants that we were waiting for that project. So hopefully within the next 30 days, we are expecting receipt of the agreement. So once we get that, we'll bring that to council. Once that is approved, then we will be in a position to move forward with the PATH project as well.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Director Anderson? Floor is still open. Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on. Item B, 4B, Tornado Sirens 2026 Maintenance Agreement from Braniff Communications. In your packet was a memo from Director Anderson dated 4/2 of '26 regarding this, the tornado warning siren system. Director Anderson? Assistant Director Keck? Assistant Director Keck?
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet is the proposal from Braniff Communications for the 2026 maintenance of the tornado warning siren system. The maintenance agreement covers all 9 sirens. There's a little breakdown of the past 4 years of what the previous agreements were. And I would recommend approval of the 2026 outdoor warning siren system annual preventative maintenance agreement with Braniff Communications in the amount of $7,110. This will be paid for from line item 015-240-7900.
All right, if I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Hoynes, second by Alderman Montalbano. Thank you very much. Any questions? Feel free to ask. I know Assistant Public Works Director, soon-to-be Public Works Director, Mr. Keck will be able to answer them. But we have a motion on the floor. I don't think there's any question. Alderwoman Frank certainly was in Belvedere at the time of the tornado we had in '67, and of course not to mention recently the one we had that involved our downtown, but that one in '67. And I don't know if Alderman Brereton's old enough. Are you?
It was the other Brereton.
Alderman, it was the other one. All right, I got it. Alderman Peterson, I know was, and I don't know, Alderman McGee, Alderman Stevens, I think. So anyhow, we all know how important early warning system is, and it goes without saying here in Belvedere. So we have that motion. Alderman Peterson.
Thanks, Mayor. Just a question, just curious as to what the nature of the preventative maintenance is. Are they the ones that trigger it, that do the weekly test, or is there something beyond that too?
So, no, the weekly test is done through the public safety building to test the sirens, but during each of those tests, if there's an issue or a problem, then it goes back to Braniff to resolve the issue. But the preventative, they check the batteries, they check all the typical wear components of them to see where they're at on an annual basis. It's kind of like getting a lube oil and filter change with your vehicles.
Appreciate it. You wouldn't want to be without it, I'm sure of that. Yeah.
No, I would agree. If there's any other questions, feel free. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on the floor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
If there are any opposed or any abstentions. All right, motion passed, thank you. Item C, 4C, Fifth Avenue Storm Sewer Overflow and Reconstruction Project. In your packet was a memo from Director Anderson dated 4/7 of '26 regarding the Fifth Avenue Storm Sewer Overflow and Reconstruction Project. And I've said this before, this is, I think, is effective project we've had for areas in the city of Belvedere that have suffered flooding, that every 100-year flood that happened about every 4 years. So, Director Anderson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Memo in your packet, the FY27 budget includes $5.9 million for the Fifth Avenue Storm Sewer Overflow and Reconstruction Project. The project will include a new storm sewer connection from the intersection of 7th Street and Fifth Avenue to the new detention pond that was created off of Allen Street, and a new outlet from that detention pond to the Kishwaukee River. It also includes the reconstruction of Fifth Avenue from 7th Street to Pleasant Street and Allen Street from Fifth Avenue to 7th Avenue. We have received a proposal from CES Incorporated to complete the design engineering for this project in the amount of $310,500. I would recommend approval of the proposal from CES in the amount not to exceed $310,500 to complete the design engineering for the Fifth Avenue Storm Sewer Overflow and Reconstruction Project. This work will be paid for from capital funds. If this is approved, staging of the construction of this project, if you go to the last page of the memo, it's got a little map that was drawn up with most of the work, a lot of the work being done adjacent to Washington School. That street work, of course, we want to do that when school's not in session. So we're looking at probably a two-phased approach on this project where the new pipe outlet to the Kishwaukee River, including going bore and jack in place underneath the railroad tracks to the river, that work would be done primarily this fall, late summer, fall, with final completion of that section in the spring. And then soon as school's out next summer, the end of May, we would be starting up the street reconstruction portion of the project and hopefully have that buttoned up and done in time for school to be starting in the fall. So again, that's the schedule of events pending council approval of this work.
All right, if I could have a motion then, as per Director Anderson's request. Motion by Alderman Montalbano, second by Alderman Peterson. Thank you very much. Any questions regarding that? Any comments? I do want to mention that, we hadn't been able to do everything that we'd wanted to do to help people out in the area that had been flooded out. And this goes, not only in that area, direct area, but in Ward 1, dating all the way back to when when Alderman Peterson was mayor. And we had issues, and it started out then as a simple remedy that was changed. It was had changed with a pump that was over in the most affected areas. And then it has expanded now to the low-flow channel to be able to give flooding relief, but also now this reservoir, and then a relief right directly to the river. And this affects Ward 1, Ward 5, the whole southern part, at least of the city, pretty much from Locust south and all the way to the high school. Inevitably, that watershed runs that way towards there. This improvement, and it's long overdue. When I had ran for office, I was alderman whenever both Mayor Peterson and Mayor Peterson had decided he was going to tackle it, and then Mayor Brereton, we had been able to do that anyhow. And so we have made improvements, but just as a note, we didn't have to break the bank. We didn't have to, put a $45 million referendum or a $45 million project and saddle the taxpayers here to get relief. You'll never do it all at once anyhow, and it's only logical to me that we would be able to do this. And this is the mouth to the river. This is the source where we're going to be able to get the most relief. If we don't get this done, there'll be no other dominoes that'll fall in the future to be able to serve this entire area. So I want to thank the council. I want to thank all of you for being on board with this. And I want to thank Director Anderson, especially because he's been around here since Belvedere first had storm sewers here in the community, and probably in water and sewer. And but he's been here for a long time. But he has seen many different administrations talk about being able to truly make a difference. And I've sat with him at some of the meetings where he's been here with Craig Lawler over the years, and people have been outraged because that 100-year flood occurs and they have a mess. And but this is really the biggest step that we've ever been able to take, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to build off of that. So I thank you, Director Anderson. I appreciate it. If there's any other comments regarding it, Alderman Peterson.
Thanks, Mayor. I would add to that, I appreciate Brent and Jordan and you too, Mayor, bringing projects like this that really will make a meaningful difference for a problem that's been there for a long time, and yet bringing it in a pay-as-you-go basis. It's approachable to deal with it in these kind of amounts instead of like you said, the 45 million. So And I think we probably do it a disservice by calling it a 100-year flood anymore. I think that's another good point, well taken. You're probably right to say it's a 5-year flood. And because, people know that's a lie. People know that they've lived in their house 20 years and they've seen it 4 times.
I would agree. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you for all you've done over the years as well. All right, we have a motion to recommend the approval of the proposal from CES Inc. in the amount of in an amount not to exceed $310,500 to complete the design engineering for the Fifth Avenue Storm Sewer Overflow and Reconstruction Project. This work will be paid for from capital funds. If there's any other comments, floor is still open. And if not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, or if there's any abstentions. All right, motion passed. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you again. Item 4D, intersection review, Fifth Avenue and West 6th Street. In your packet is a memo from Director Anderson regarding just that, dated April 7th. Director Anderson. Assistant Director Jordan Keck, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll take this one again. Thanks.
Go ahead.
So after review of this intersection, we would offer the following. So currently, traffic on Fifth Ave stops at the intersection of West 6th Street. Based on IDOT's traffic volume map, West 6th Street has an ADT of 3,150, and Fifth Avenue has an ADT of 1,200. The police department records indicate 5 traffic accidents at this intersection over the past 5 years. This intersection is located in a residential neighborhood close by Washington School with higher pedestrian activity when school is in session, and there are no site distance limitations noted. So the warrants for a 4-way stop condition include 5 or more accidents in the last 12 months or a minimum of 500 vehicles per hour entering the intersection from all approaches for any 8-hour period of an average day. This intersection does not meet the warrants for a 4-way stop condition at this time. And then just a side note, that an intersection review completed in February of 2013 indicated more accidents, 9 of them, in a similar time period and a higher traffic count on West 6th Street of 3,800.
Okay. All right. Is there any comment from the from the committee, from the members? Feel free. I think that summarized it quite well. Alderman Brereton.
Thank you, Mayor. I had a few questions on this. My first one, I was curious as where this originated from. I didn't know if it was from a constituent. I'm not looking for names or anything.
Yeah.
Constituent. Okay, very good. Because
It was in the Belvedere School District is where the request came from on this one.
Perfect, thank you, because we had addressed this previously, I think it was this year. I get a lot of complaints about 6th Street, people speeding down there, and I've discussed this a couple months ago, and this finally got a chance to tackle this intersection. I explained a couple months ago, I don't know if everybody was here, but you have Washington School, Washington Academy, basically on the block there, and then on 3 out of the 4 corners, you got a 4-way stop, 4-way stop, 4-way stop, 4-way stop, 2-way stop. And I'm a symmetrical kind of guy, and I know we put a stop sign where it shouldn't have been previously, but I really, we really need to do something about 6th Street. People, I hear a lot from them, and it's like we hear, so I think we should do something. And I would gladly make a motion to add 2 more stop signs to this intersection. That's my motion. Thank you.
Okay, all right, we have a motion then on the floor to make this then what is essentially would be a 4-way stop and 2 additional stop signs on 6th Street, correct?
Yes, please.
And we have that motion. If there's a second, a second by Alderman Stevens, and that is open for discussion. you know, I think one of the things that was brought up, and I don't disagree with you, and as I think you see the chief, Chief Woody has a speed trailer out on Sixth, because Sixth is notorious, and, you know, as others, that's not the only complaint we get. But Sixth Street, we have an issue there with individuals that exceed the speed limit, no doubt about it. But, you know, as I had said before, we have to be careful, I think, because you have a false sense of security. When we had put the stop sign in over just to the east on Pearl Street, remember that there were individuals that were going through that stop sign on a daily, and some of the, you know, and the sight distance was good over there, and I think you create the impression that individuals are going to stop, and in there, along there, you don't always have that happen. If they don't stop, somebody's in a crosswalk or whatever, and there's a stop sign there, it doesn't mean they're going to stop. But I'm not trying to tell the council what to do. I'm just saying that I've always tried to, when we can, adhere to what the warrants are for a four-way stop. And it's up to the council if they decide they want to abide by that, or I think Director Anderson has probably spoken many times about some of the audits, that if the state audits them and they don't meet the criteria, they go away. They could have a tendency to get taken out, and they don't go away. They go away. But I don't know if you know, there's any other feelings about that. We have a motion on the floor. Alderman Peterson?
Thanks, Mayor. I
And then
remember when we
Alderman
talked about this before, too. We
Fleury?
talked about having some outreach to the school district to ask about a crossing guard like what they do on East Avenue at Sixth Street. You know, we kind of threw the ball back in their court. Because I'm more concerned, as you said, Mayor, about people making reliance on the way the traffic pattern was. And if the school kids now see stop signs there and they decide that they're going to go ahead and walk out and make reliance on that vehicle stopping, it's a lot more hazardous to them than it would be somebody in a vehicle making the same mistake. So I guess I would be in favor of, you know, treading real cautiously on making a change that, especially if we can't get them to provide a crossing guard, I'd just ask the council that we consider the effect on a school kid as a pedestrian rather than the vehicle.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Fleury?
Thank you, Mayor. Two things, kind of getting ahead of us. Not there to the next item, but it seemed like the next item had less traffic and less accidents, but was recommended for approval. So can you kind of talk about that in comparison to this one, even though we're not quite there yet?
Right, so the next one is a simple intersection with not requesting the four-way stop. It's the regulations and what the warrants are for a four-way stop versus a two-way stop, and meeting those warrants. That's the big difference between these two intersections. Certainly the school district, I believe, from their side of things would like to see a four-way stop. As you say, it's consistent with the rest of the corners surrounding the campus area of the school district. From my perspective, basically I can just give you the facts of what the intersection, what that information is, and if it meets the warrants or not, it's up to the council to decide on how you want to proceed. And obviously there's been decisions made in the past that may not reflect what the warrants indicate, but again, that's up to the council to decide.
Okay, thank you. Senator, go ahead. Alderman Fleury.
Yeah, and I just, you know, Alderman Bertrand's brought this up before, so I think there's times in the past too that we've seen what the recommendation is, but as a council, we've gone with what we think makes more sense of, you know, because of the concern of citizens, and if you're receiving several calls, and I think that it's worth getting in there. And like I said before, I know we made a mistake putting a stop sign somewhere before, but I think in this case, you've gotten several calls. I think to give citizens peace of mind, put those stop sign there, and then, you know, if it causes a problem later, then we can readdress it. But I think you've already mentioned several times of the problems that have already started, so I think it's worth trying.
Okay. Alderman Albertini?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a question. What is the probability of installing speed bumps on Sixth Street to try to slow the traffic down? Is that something we can do, or is it something not viable, or?
I would consider that not viable with just simply with the maintenance and the winter maintenance and summer maintenance and the issues the speed bumps cause. We've refrained from installing them anywhere in the city.
And is that, Director, because you'll have a tendency to plow them up?
Well, plow them up, and then there's signage that goes along with that, so there's additional cost and maintenance and upkeep of those conditions. And again, enforcement, of course, goes a long ways, and the posted speed limits in those areas and the school speed limits to do that. So the speed bumps, yeah, we have never put those in.
And I typically recommend against them as well. You're basically creating an artificial impediment to the vehicular traffic or bicycle, what have you. They hit them, they do damage to the car. God forbid the car loses control. Puts us in a position from a liability perspective. I don't usually recommend that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Any other questions? Alderwoman Gramkowski?
Thank you,
Good
Mayor.
evening.
I would personally like to see speed bumps on Sixth Street because it's just a raceway, always. And I know that the police are doing the best they can. I know Roxbury Road used to have them in Rockford, and you hit them once, you won't hit them again because you'll do damage to your car. But they had them on Roxbury Road going toward Guilford.
Still there. They're still there. I hit one once.
Well, you were going too fast. Any other comments? Any other comments? Alderman Burden?
Thank you again, Mayor. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to add that, like Alderman Peterson said, last time we discussed this, we were kicking it back and forth with the school district, and I really feel, you know, this recommendation isn't coming from me, it's coming from the school district, so I can appreciate that, and I just wanted to add that as well. Thank you again.
And point out also too, because we've discussed with, and in fact, we've made an application for safe routes to school monies to fund pedestrian access around the schools and in the district. And the project that just was recommended for approval by the committee, where we're going to reconstruct Fifth and reconstruct Allen Street, will go a long ways for improvements in and around Washington School. So that's going to have a major impact on that facility.
Okay. If there's anything anybody else wants to add, feel free. Otherwise, we have a motion, an amendment, or we have a motion to approve, add a second stop sign, 2 additional stop signs on 6th at 6th Street and 5th Avenue. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed?
Nay.
Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. Item F, urban, 4F, Urban Forestry Grant. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, every now and then that happens. So we have item E. Thank you very much for that. Intersection review at East 5th Street and Caswell Street, and your packet was a memo at that, regarding that intersection dated April 8th from Director Anderson. Director Anderson or Assistant Director Keck?
Thank you, Mayor. After review of this intersection, we would offer the following. Currently, traffic on East 5th Street yields at the intersection of Caswell Street, and based on IDOT's traffic volume map, both East 5th Street and Caswell Street have an ADT of 200 or less. The police department records indicate 2 traffic accidents at this intersection from January 1st, 2021 to March 6th, 2026. This intersection is located in a residential neighborhood with typical pedestrian activity, and there were no sight distance limitations noted. So based on the above information, we would recommend that the existing yield signs on East 5th Street be replaced with stop signs at the intersection of Caswell Street.
Okay, if I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Montalbano, second by Alderman Stevens. Thank you both. Any questions regarding the motion on the floor? I think it speaks for itself. We're just going to replace the yield signs with stop signs. So, Alderman Beretta.
It's me again. Thanks, Mayor.
Mhm.
So I originally took this request for the intersection review last Monday. I requested this. Thanks for getting this on the agenda so quickly. I wanted to add, well, yeah, so I received the request on Monday, and then I came to the meeting Monday night, and lo and behold, there was somebody entirely different speaking on the same intersection, different than who I had spoken to earlier. I won't go too long here. That being said, the individual who contacted me, he's a retired Belvedere police officer, and would really like to see a four-way stop at this intersection.
Yeah.
Just letting you know that. I was grateful that the yield signs were gonna be changed to stop signs. Definitely support that. But at this time, for my constituents, I'll go ahead and make a motion to amend this to a four-way stop.
Okay. All right, we have an amendment on this, an amendment to make this a four-way stop instead of just a replacement of the yield signs with stop signs. And that's an amendment by Alderman Burden. And I would need a second. All right. Amendment fails without a second. Thank you, though. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I didn't see you. You didn't say anything. All right. We have a second, then. Any discussion on this? I will say this to the council. Keep in mind, we could have a four-way stop at every intersection. And it depends, I guess, on it's in the eyes of whoever is calling or whoever is looking out their window. Definitely, we could have one, but is it prudent to do that, and is it wise, and does it almost give a false sense of security, especially when it's not warranted? Now, the other one, it's up to the council on this one as well, but just keep in mind that we could put them all. We could put stops, and then after a while, you'd have everybody going through stop signs. And I think they lose a little bit of their meaning, but that's up to the council. That's just my opinion. Alderwoman Frank.
Thank you, Mayor. So I did go by this intersection, and it looks like the yield sign is sort of back. So
Off the road?
Well, the Caswell goes without a stop sign. So when you stop at East Fifth, it's sort of back further. But where's the last stop sign on Caswell? From where to where?
So about one block either direction from that intersection has traffic regulation at that intersection.
Okay, so in theory, it would be a stop, 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 so 4 stops, right?
Correct, and one block away. Now, there's a longer block there from 4th to 5th, and then, from 5th to 6th. So there's a long block between 4th and 5th on Caswell. But if there's stops at 4th, there's stops at 6th, and there's stops at East, and whatever the block is to the west, then on the west side, all of those have stops to them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hope that answered your question.
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments? Floor's open. All right, hearing none, then we have an amendment, a motion to amend that to recommend a four-way stop at East Fifth and Caswell. All those in favor of the amendment, if the discussion's over? All those in favor of that amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
Nay.
All right, we're gonna have to probably take a roll call, because my ears, I can't hear that very well, but, all right, we'll take a roll call when the clerk calls your name.
Albertini?
Aye.
Brereton?
Aye.
Flurry?
Nay.
Frank?
Nay.
Gramkowski?
Aye.
Hoynes?
Nay.
McGee,
Nay.
Montalbano,
Aye.
Peterson,
Nay.
Stevens.
Aye.
It's 5 and
It fails. Motion fails. Okay. All right.
And just keep in mind, both of these,
Yeah, they'll
will
be,
come back to you in ordinance form.
yeah, yeah. The amendment. So, yeah, I'm sorry. So, yeah, we have original motion then on the floor was to approve based on the above information that Assistant Director Keck had provided, an existing yield signs, the existing yield signs on East Fifth Street be replaced with stop signs at the intersection of Caswell Street. So we have that motion. If there's any other discussion, Alderman Brereton?
So sorry, last one.
No worries.
That was.
Floor's open.
Thanks,
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. Was that
Yeah.
5-5 vote?
It was.
So you voted no?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
You have a motion on the floor. Then the original motion, if there's any other discussion on that regarding the yield signs on Fifth be replaced with stop signs at the intersection of Caswell. Any comments, feel free. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed. Okay, motion passed. Thank you very much. All right. Now, 4F, Urban Forestry Grant Tree Purchase 2026. In your packet was a memo from Director Anderson dated 4/8 of '26 regarding this topic. Director Anderson?
Thank you, Your Honor. A memo in your packet, our urban and community forestry grant that the city received included $6,660 for the purchase and planting of 25 trees in our downtown area. We've received proposals from 3 Illinois certified nurseries, and attached is a summary of the trees to be purchased with the corresponding low bidders for each of those tree species. I would recommend purchasing 4 trees from J. Carlson Growers in the amount of $1,035, 11 trees from Breezy Hill Nursery in the amount of $2,335, and 10 trees from St. Aubin Nursery in the amount of $2,980. Total cost of the trees purchased is $6,350 and will be paid for from forestry grant.
Okay, I would ask for a motion regarding that. Motion by Alderman Stevens, second by Alderman Hoynes. Thank you both. Any questions, any comments regarding the motion on the floor? Please ask. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 And if there's any opposed, motion passed. Thank you. And moving on, item G, Cathodic Protection 2026 Maintenance Agreement. Memo from Director Anderson regarding this, dated 4/7. Director?
Thank you, Mayor. Attached is the proposal from CorePro for the 2026 maintenance of our cathodic protection systems installed at our 3 elevated water storage tanks and the ground reservoir at well number 8. I would recommend entering into agreement with CorePro for the 2026 cathodic protection maintenance program at a cost of $4,100. This work will be paid for from waterline item number 6158106040.
Okay, if I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Hoynes, second by Alderman Peterson. Thank you both. Any comments, any questions regarding the motion on the floor as stated? Floor is open. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, any abstentions, motion passed. Thank you. And last, under 4, item H, well number 11, facility construction change order number 2. You have a memo in your packet dated April 8th regarding that facility change order from Director Anderson. Assistant Director Keck?
Yep, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
So attached to this memo is change order number 2 for the well number 11 facility construction project. The net change order for this request is an increase in $7,813.80 to the contract. I would recommend approval of change order number 2 in this amount for the well number 11 facility construction project. And just a note, we added a couple of shut-off valves outside to tie into the piping anytime if we needed to, just to make sure none of the water would. And then we removed a chlorine analyzer and provided a 4-inch vent on the main 4-inch sanitary line, and then a 12-inch T for future.
Okay. All righty. So if I could have a motion recommend the change order as stated, certainly for discussion's sake. Motion by Alderman Peterson, thank you. And a second by Alderman McGee, thank you very much, appreciate it. Any questions regarding that? Feel free to ask, the floor is open.
So just to note, the chlorine analyzer that was taken out of the contract, so because we're using grant funds from Illinois EPA for this project, everything has to be BABA compliant, Buy American, I forget what the rest of the, Build in America. And so there's a certain amount of leeway that's provided for in the contract. And depending on those items, because getting some of these items to be BABA compliant is very difficult. So we are allowed so much money that we have for non-compliant items to be included in the project. So the chlorine analyzer was one item that we were having difficulty making BABA compliant, and there's some other items that we thought was more important. So the benefit to us here is the chlorine analyzer. We can be able to purchase the one that we have in our other well systems, and we can do that, and we won't get the contractor markup, so it'll actually be a little bit cheaper for us. So that's why the credit shows up there on that one. But we will be buying a chlorine analyzer. We still need it for the project. We will just be supplying our own in this case.
Okay. Thank you for that. If there's any questions regarding the motion on the floor, feel free. Anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 And if there are any opposed? Or any abstentions? Motion passed, thank you. Item 5, other unfinished business, we have none. Item 6, other new business. Item A, motion to forward to City Council a resolution in support of Illinois America 250th commemoration. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Peterson. Thank you both. I don't know if there's going to be much comment on that, but if there is, feel free to ask. All right, if there is no questions, all those in favor of support, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay. Motion passed. Item B in your packet is an application for Belvedere Parade Permit. That's a Special Olympics Athlete Victory Parade request by Belvedere Park District. There will be a parade. They're asking for a parade event Thursday, May 14th from 5:30 to 6 p.m. Starts at the Old Countryside Market parking lot. It proceeds north on Pearl Street, ending at the Community Building. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderwoman Gramkowski, second by Alderman Hoynes. Thank you both. Any questions, any concerns regarding this? This is an annual event. I do try and get out there. It's quite a nice event, and it's a way to honor individuals that work hard, and they certainly do, and they have achievement, and it's a way to honor them. So if you get a chance to go out there, we usually assemble on the corners, the intersections along Pearl Street, and certainly the police are there, fire department as well, And the whole community has a tendency to turn out, so if you do get a chance, turn out as well. It'd be nice. If there are no other questions or comments, hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you very much. Item C, in your packet is an intergovernmental agreement, State Line Area Narcotics. There's a memo from Chief Woody dated 4/13 in your packet regarding this subject. Chief Woody?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, if you would, please turn to the memo in your packet. Attached is a copy of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Belvedere and State Line Area Narcotics Team. The agreement spells out authority, organization, duration, procedures, and purposes for all agencies involved with the task force. This task force is responsible for the interdiction of trafficking of narcotics, guns, and humans within the participating jurisdictions. I would request a motion to authorize Chief Shane Woody to sign the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Belvedere and State Line Area Narcotics Team.
Okay, if I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Montalbano. Thank you both. Any questions regarding that agreement? It's in front of you. Feel free, and I know the chief will be able to address it. Alderman Peterson.
Did, Mayor, thanks. I was just gonna question the Chief Woody on the absence of Winnebago County in the agreement?
It's a voluntary base only, and Winnebago has their own narcotics unit. So not every jurisdiction within the region participates. There are some that benefit more than others, so depending on what the individual department's resources are, some participate, some don't.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments regarding the memo on the floor? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the memo, of the motion, excuse me, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed or any abstentions? Motion passed. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And item D, 6D, is a request to sell a jet ski that is with our fire department currently. In your packet is a memo from Chief Shadle dated 4/6 regarding the jet ski. Chief, good evening.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm requesting to sell our 2003 jet ski, not for replacement, but just to sell. We have extremely limited use for it. Our main body of water, being the Kishwaukee River, is often way too shallow to actually utilize the jet ski. And even when it's not, we utilize our Zodiac anyways. It's the primary method for water rescue. And the only use mostly is for other area agencies throughout Mavis for like a search in a large body of water. The benefit is the speed of it. So it has a limited use for our community. We've been maintaining it, training on it, and it's 23 years old, and so making a decision what to do with it. I do believe it's in the best interest to sell that by any legal means, and so the requested motion is a motion to authorize the sale of the 2003 Kawasaki jet ski, VIN number listed, by any legal means.
All right, thank you, Chief. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Montalbano. Thank you both. Any questions for the chief regarding letting a classic jet ski go? Feel free to ask.
Public Works has no use for it.
What about bridge inspections?
Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate it. Alderman Montalbano.
Yes, Chief, do you have an idea of roughly what price you're gonna hold it at a price, or you're just gonna put it at an auction or something, or?
Yeah, so normally what we do is we'll list these on government auctions, and that's the most common way is public auction, and then notify the public. So I'm not sure what it'll go for. It is in good running condition, one owner, so we'll have to see.
Not many
All right, doesn't leak. All right, we have that motion on the floor. If there is no other discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed or any abstention. All right, motion passed. Thank you very much. And that is all we have on the agenda this evening. Could I have a motion to adjourn, please? Motion by Alderwoman Graham-Kowski, second by Alderman McGee. Thank you both. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to stay? All right, for the record, we adjourned at 7:20 PM. Thank you, everybody, and have a good rest of your evening.